Video gone. Oh, Jesus. Oh, well, we'll just go without the intro tonight. Slight technical issue there, guys. Sorry about that. Thank you for joining us. Right. I'm a bit put off because my video didn't play, so sorry about that. Let's start again. Good evening, football fans. Good evening, Gooners. Good evening, Tottenham fans. And welcome to In the North Bank. And we've got a special show for you tonight. It's a preview show for tomorrow's game in Hong Kong, with Arsenal versus Tottenham. And we've got a very special guest with us tonight. A lot of you will know him through Tottenham and everything else. He does everything Tottenham, and he'll tell us all about it in a minute. Harry, how you doing, mate?
I'm very good, thank you. Thanks so much for having me. Looking forward to getting into it ahead of the game.
Yeah, no, it's going to be cool, mate. And of course, I've got my wingman, Richard, up the top. How you doing, Richard?
Great, mate. And yourself?
Yeah, great. Absolutely brilliant. So, right, let's get into this. North London derby, Harry. What does it mean to you, bro?
It means a lot. I mean, it will to you as well, I'm sure. It's a massive game. It's, of course, you have your own personal aspirations and goals, if you like, ambition for the season, but you want to win these games, wherever you are. And, still to this day, I think you could ask both sets of supporters, whether it be winning the league, winning a certain cup. I think I asked a question the other day, okay, for Arsenal fans, win the league, but lose quite badly to us in every time you play us this season and for the next couple of years, or have it other way. And then still people have to think about it, even though it'd be worth winning the trophy. They just don't want to lose to Tottenham, especially not badly. So that's how much it means. I think that speaks volumes. So massive game, even though it's a friendly, it won't feel like one, I'm sure, and it means a lot. And I think it's nice to have. It sets you up for the season quite nicely, builds that tension. So I think we're all looking forward to it.
Richard, what does North London derby mean to you, mate?
It's the biggest derby out there. I mean, you've got the Merseyside derby, you've got the Old Firm, you've got the Manchester. It don't come any bigger, does it?
They don't even come close, bro. They don't.
I mean, probably the Old Firm one is the closest you can get, but it's not. It's the best derby out there. It's the one every neutral fan wants to see.
Right, before we actually get into the match, Harry, I just want to ask you a question about Thomas Frank.
Okay.
Good appointment. Are you happy with it? What's your feelings on it?
Very happy. I'm still a bit sad, I suppose, that Ange Postecoglou's gone because he's delivered that trophy. Of course, we were really bad in the league last year, 17th. It is frankly embarrassing, but to win that trophy, it's the first in 17 years. So the first European trophy in 41 years. For context, it's the first trophy in my lifetime. So it does mean a lot. So sad to see him go, but Thomas Frank is a very good appointment, done a fantastic job at Brentford. I think this is a big job for him. And I really hope it works out. I just feel like already, and I don't like to say it and be negative, but the club are failing him in the transfer window. Obviously, didn't get Morgan's
I was going to get into that with you, mate, but
which is concerning. So, but no, I'm happy with the appointment. He's a really decent guy, a good manager. Certainly bring more tactical flexibility, more in-game management. So I'm excited. I try to look positively, but I just wish that the club would act with the same ambition off the pitch.
But then you're a fan, aren't you? And that's what we all want, aren't we? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Good evening, Ange. Thank you for joining us. If you've got any questions for Harry, Ange, chuck them in the chat and we'll put them to him. Richard, just for context, really, what do you feel about the Thomas Frank appointment at Tottenham, mate?
I hate it. He improves Tottenham. He'll improve them. And that makes them makes them a threat again, and that's they still got to get greater depth in squad, but that first 11 a threat to most teams. And I like Thomas Frank. Yes, there's a question mark about whether he can do it that next level up, but he is one hell of a manager, and he will get these players playing better than they did last season, and probably a level above where they actually are.
Yeah, but you can't. I've got to say, you can't knock Postecoglou. He kept his word. He said he wins a trophy in the second season. He did that. I just don't feel it was the right style of play for Tottenham. But Thomas Frank, good manager. Personally, I don't know if it's the right move, Tottenham, for him. I don't know, but that's what he's chosen, so you've got to respect it, And I don't think you'll be finishing in 17th this season, Harry.
Thank God. That's a good thing.
I can't say where you'll finish, but
No, you're not going to know.
I don't think you'll finish in 17th, mate.
Yeah, I had you 6th in our predictions, I believe.
I'll take that.
I think I had you 6th or 7th. I think.
Yeah,
I think that'd be all right.
I can tell you.
Yeah.
Because I've got them here.
There you go.
While he's doing that, Harry, you touched on it. The transfer window. Yeah. Now, Arsenal's transfer window. I'll explain it in a minute, but yeah, I feel you're being very let down in your transfer window as Tottenham fans. To be honest with you, do you want to expand on it a bit more for us?
Yeah, so I've got Kudus over the line. I think that's a really good deal. We put all our eggs in one basket, it seems, anyway, for Morgan Gibbs-White. Forest said no, threat of legal action, and we just stopped. So we're obviously confident we'll get the deal done. If we really wanted Gibbs-White, then surely you throw in 5-10 million, and Mariakas probably goes, "Oh, go on then," because everything you heard, it appeared like Gibbs-White was happy to move, and I don't know if you saw it, but the whole announcement for Forest for me is very fishy. I don't think that's a player personally that wants to be there. I'm not saying, oh, he wants Tottenham. I'm not going to sit here and say that. I think he wants something different from Forest, and that's the fact he's only extended by 1 year. I think that's quite telling. He's not committing too much. I personally think he'll leave in the summer for a bigger fee. So it hasn't been a good window. We signed Tel, we hit here last year. Okay, it's probably the right thing to do. Come in, done well. Japanese centre back to Kai for the future. He won't be here now. I would have thought he'd gone out on loan or not featured much. So it's really only Kudus, which is good. But if you look at other clubs around you, for example, you and clubs that were in and around us last season, not being funny, but Manchester United, their business has been a lot better. It's been a lot bolder. We're acting like a club that did finish 17th last year in the transfer market. That's the problem. Not a club that wants to get back inside the top 4 or back inside the top 6. So I'm a little bit concerned. I'm always one mate that likes to stay calm, go, yeah, I'm always one. Wait till the window closes, even on deadline day. I'm like, we should have got business done. Let's just wait till it closes. But I'd be lying if I said I was concerned that we're not getting business done. At you, you're doing really well.
Do you know what, Richard, go back to you about the positions just quickly before I go into my point. Have you got them there?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got me and Mark had Tottenham 6. You had them down in 10th.
Oh, did I? Oh, sorry, Harry. I had them down in 10th. Sorry. But do you know what I think part of that was? I think you touched on it. It's what you're doing in the transfer window.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah.
And I've got to be quite honest with you, mate. Just to expand on what you were saying, I don't trust that Forest owner as far as I can throw him. And I think he walks around like he's running the club, like he's. I mean, to talk to his manager like he did, and disgusting.
Yeah, officials. Yeah.
Yeah, he does too much in public that just makes him look bad.
And Crystal Palace.
He does too much in public, makes him look bad. And as far as I knew, regarding the Gibbs-White, you'd been given a here we go, hadn't you?
Yeah, we got a here we go, and we were just nothing. Radio silence for 2 weeks. And
right, yeah. It's just wrong. I mean, we've got the same problem at Arsenal, mate. The Arsenal fans lose their heads like if something isn't bought in 5 minutes. It's like if you look at Gyökeres as an example, from start to finish, and I know there was a lot of this to and fro-in with Sporting. It took 17 days for Arsenal to do a 17 day. That's rarely heard of. This is one of the best transfer windows I think we've had in maybe 20 years.
That we can remember. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's the same with every fan base. Is that just that little corner of the fan base that lose their heads over the slightest thing? You know what I mean?
Always.
Do you know what gets me, Harry? Right? They're the ones that get listened to the most.
Exactly. It's the same with Andrew with Tottenham. It's the same. The people that didn't want him here in the first place seem to be listened to. And I wasn't I was skeptical about the appointment, but at the end of the day, what I don't understand is we sit here as Tottenham fans, and the board would be exactly the same. Why don't Tottenham win trophies? Why do we not have sustained? Can't get the words out. Success. Well, we get to the Champions League final. Pochettino, he was sacked. We get to the League Cup final. Jose Mourinho, he was sacked before he even got to play the Cup final. Ange Postecoglou delivers the trophy. Europa League, it's the third biggest available that year, in my opinion, and he still gets sacked. So, what are managers expected to do? Because Andrew's given a wafer-thin squad last year that suffered injuries. I just don't know what more he could have done. Focus on the lead and, or by all means get 10th, but we win nothing. I would much rather finish 17th and win the trophy, but shame the club don't share the same aim. It's all about their 4th place trophy.
Harry, that's common sense. Trophy over last season, trophy over position, most definite. You know, and I've got to say, right, like us last season, you did have a lot of injuries, but we we know what it's like to have an injury-torn season as well, and yet we still finished second. But the thing was, Liverpool won it. They're all right when they're being chased. Liverpool don't win them when they're chasing. If you look back, they don't win a title when they're chasing.
It's
So
true.
it's gonna be totally different this season, right? So I need, before we actually do talk about the game, and that's why we're mainly here. I've got to ask you a question on, and I hope you don't mind, Son.
Yeah.
Now, if Son was over there, is he over there?
Yeah.
He is over there. Do you think he'll play?
I think he'll play purely. I think there'll be a pre-contractual agreement in there where he plays, obviously it being in South Korea. So I think he will play. I think he'll probably depart the club after the pre-season tour, if I'm honest.
Right. Okay. So you're gonna have a massive fan contingent over there, aren't you?
Yeah, that's an advantage.
That is an advantage. But the way I've got to be honest with you, my friend, the way Arsenal have played in the last two games, we seem to be a bit on fire, if I'm being absolutely honest with you. And we'll talk about a certain young man in a moment. Yeah. But Son to me, this is where I feel that clubs don't treat players right. In the respect that Son's been a great servant to you guys. Okay, last season, I'll be honest, he was a bit off the ball. You know, he wasn't as hot as he has been in previous seasons. But he's still a great player, you know. But your feelings on Son, mate? How are you actually feeling about the situation that he's in? I mean, do you see him? Is he definitely going to go?
No, I don't think there's any definite. As for what I've heard, like from sources kind of online that's available to everyone, have said I don't know anything more. But for me, as you said, Son's been a great servant. He's given a lot to this club, and by what these sources have said, it seems to be they're going to let him decide his future, which makes sense. I think he's got to a position, he's given a lot to the club, and that would be right. However, I've got to admit, it's very sad to see this is a situation we're in now, because he's not having an impact on a game that's as positive at all. Last season was really bad. Even the times where the team was high, it wasn't a lot last year. He was really struggling, which is a real shame. So lots of fans would go, if Son leaves, that's not good for Spurs. How they're going to be? Well, I hate to say it, the reality is he's not good. He's not good at all. The reason for the team is that he is the captain. He's not having an impact on games. You know, he's struggling against in pre-season. I know it's only pre-season, but League One sides in Luton and Wickham, the defenders are absolutely getting the better of him. That's the where we're at right now. It's sad, but I think his best days are behind him. I'm not saying he's still got something left to give, but not in a way that we're currently asking of him, which is a lot. Liverpool with Salah, which is interesting. Slot come in and has asked a lot less of Salah. He doesn't, step back and defend. He doesn't track back at all, and he gets more end product out of him. So I just think at the moment, Son's been asked to do the most mileage, if you like, and is delivering the least end product. But Son, is disrespected. Yeah, he probably is disrespected, absolutely. And if that's me, I'm the club, I absolutely let him choose his future. Because if he is here, he still could be useful. I'd use him as an impact substitution, but he shouldn't just, in my eyes, I mean this in the nicest possible way, shouldn't be starting games to tick boxes, to appeal to sell shirts and exactly, money, I'm going to say it. It shouldn't be just because of that, because if I'm being totally honest with you, and I love Sonny as a person as well, but from a footballing point of view, he hasn't done enough to get in the team, and that's a sad situation we're at. However, Tottenham fans are very quick to forget, as someone I think Andrew said in the comments, about what Son's done for the club. He's now won the trophy. In my eyes, is a legend. Is a lot more loyal than Harry Kane. And when he leaves, it will be sadder than when Harry Kane left, because Kane left because he wanted to go and win better things. But Son, it was announced that he turned down from Fabrizio Romano anyway, that he turned down a deal for Saudi Arabian club in 2023, which would have meant he earned £25 million a year. Money's not in it for Son. He's not one of these players that take the money and go to Saudi Arabia. He has loyalty. He has morals. So I value him as a person and a footballer. But it might be time to move on. So we'll have to see what happens. I don't know what will happen at this stage. Maybe he'll leave.
Harry, I feel your passion and I feel your anxiety about it, if you know what I mean, because you grow with these players, don't you? You do. It's the same for us Arsenal fans. Richard, what's your thoughts on Son, mate?
He's a great player for Tottenham. I think he's probably the age now and the pace of the league and what Thomas Frank wants from his wide men, where he wants them do a lot of that backtracking. He wants them to be able to get forward at pace. I'm not sure he's got the legs in him to do that now. With what Harry said, if you look at what Slot does with Salah, he says, "We'll cover you with every other player. Will cover you. You stay and concentrate on getting forward. You don't have to do the lion's share of the work," and that works for him.
Cool. Harry, I was just going to say as well, he's banged some goals in. He's banged some goals in against Arsenal in his time. So
yeah, he has quite a few.
Yeah. So he is a good goal scorer. You can't take that away from him. So now we have to go on to tomorrow's game, guys, if that's okay. Ask you first, Harry. Have you thought about the lineup and who's going to play for you?
Yeah, I was thinking today actually. I'm hoping it'd be strong. I'd want to see like players like Mohamed Kudus, new signing. I mean, there isn't many of them, so it won't be hard to give them long. But I'd personally like to see him from the start. Get 65, 70 minutes. I still think we'll see rotation. I think we get to half time. Both teams are still making a lot of changes. But the other day we played twice in one day, Wickham and Luton. It's very like split teams. I'd want to see closer to what we'd see in the first game of the season against Burnley. I get you're never going to have, oh my God, this starting 11, because for both clubs this year with Champions League football as well, a lot of competition to juggle. You're not going to have a set in stone 11 every week. It'd be good to see, a strong team, let's say. So Kudus would be good to see. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure exactly what it will look like because the player's injured, but I think it'd be a lot stronger than maybe we've seen in recent weeks.
I think that's Ange talking about Son there, mate. Ange, can you just clarify who you're talking about, just so we know? Yeah. Right. So, are you going to? Is there any chance you could give us your predicted 11?
Let me have a think. Yeah, I can run through it and just go in my head who's injured or not.
Who you will be, not who will be on the pitch, but who you think will be on the pitch, mate.
Who I think will be. Good question. So from the start, I think 50-50. I'll go with Vicario. Davis definitely at left back. He's the only fit left back. Porro at right back. Centre backs, we're hoping anyway, Romero and Van der Ven. It's a possibility that Danso does play. So moving on to the midfield, I think it might be something like, I think it'd be too soon for Maddison and Solanke, so I'm going to bear that in mind. I'm thinking Bergval, Basuma, and maybe someone like a Donley, maybe a little bit stronger. Then I think Kudus on the right, Johnson on the left, and who we going up top? Richarlison, if he's fit, which he never seems to be, up top. So I think it's something like that.
Fair enough. That's a good go. Richard, Arsenal, who doesn't matter what I think tonight because I'm the host, right? So I'm letting you do this, Richard. Starting 11 for Arsenal tomorrow, mate.
Raya, White, Saliba, Kivior, Skelly, Zubamendi, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Havertz, and Martinelli. You
don't see Gyökeres starting, no?
Well, if he starts, he's only getting 45 minutes. And I would give Havertz 50, 60 minutes and then get Gyökeres on for that last bit.
Right, okay, it's cool. I tend to agree with you. I don't, if he doesn't start, if he starts, he'll get till half time. If he doesn't start, he'll come in the second half. He might get 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe. But everybody, I'm not just speaking for me here. Every Arsenal fan is chomping at the bit to see him on the pitch.
I'd love to see him on, but I'm going with what I think Arteta will do, and that's what I think he'll do.
If you don't mind me asking, Harry, what's your opinion or thoughts on Gyökeres, mate?
Great signing. There's no two ways about it. This signing is the difference between Arsenal finishing second and first. I hate to say it. You have someone to finish the dinner. And for me, I look at you the last couple of years or so. You always look good, created chances, got in good positions, but it's about finishing chances. And that's the difference, between winning games and drawing games sometimes. It's getting 3 points instead of 1 point. Or it can even work out even worse. The game can be completely flipped on its head and you end up with nothing. So I think this is a big signing. And the only opt of caution, I suppose, there is that Gyökeres, there's no two ways about it. His record is fantastic for Sporting last year in terms of the goals, but the obviously Premier League is a lot stronger. If you go right down to the bottom of the Portuguese league, where would those teams be in the English format? Would it be Championship? Would it be as far as League One? That's the only question, because Gyökeres goals come against the bottom sides, the teams in the Portuguese league. But it doesn't matter in my eyes who you score the goals against, as long as you're scoring the goals. So I'm just like playing purely devil's advocate here. I think it's a fantastic sign, and that would be the only thing to go. The skeptics, I suppose, or Tottenham fans like me that try and play down how big of a signing this is to make ourselves feel better when we're signing no one. But at the end of the day, it's a top signing, and it's going to make a difference. And I'm sure you're looking forward to seeing him in action. To be fair, right? You've got your head screwed on. I'll be absolutely fair with you. I think Kudos is a great signing for you. I really do. Yeah. But again, even with Gyökeres, it's still wait and see. Even for Arsenal fans, there's still that something that goes, well, he's got to be as good as he's been. You know what I mean. But we've, I don't know. I've got faith in him already. I think he will do well. And as I've already said in other shows, he'll have better supply, better ball. So maybe he will score as many goals as he did in Portugal. And I know I said this the other day, and it's the truth. He should have won the Ballon d'Or last year, but because of the point system that they use, because he wasn't in one of the top 5 leagues, he was only getting a point a goal. For example, where Mbappe was getting a point and a half for every goal. I didn't know that. So that's how they structure it. So it's a bit of a fix, really, right? It doesn't mean that Gyökeres has played any better or any worse. It just means that why have a point system? It's sort of suited for the bigger sides in the bigger leagues, you know. Anyway, that's enough about that. Richard, I totally agree with your starting 11. By the way, I think it's an absolute, and yours is a good call as well, Harry, for your side, obviously. Right. I know we said an half-hour show, and it will be a half-hour show because we'll fill it with some other more little bits and bobs. But I'll take your predictions off you now, if you don't mind. So, Harry, we'll start with you, mate, as you're the guest. Listen, I'm worried about this game. I'm really worried. I hate to predict my side to lose at any time, especially in North London derby. I just think you're in a such better place at the moment, a lot deeper into a project under Arteta. 3-1 Arsenal for me. I hope I'm wrong.
Richard?
Yeah, it's 3-1. We'll squeeze the hell out of them, but we will concede that counter attack. Usually concede.
Sorry, Emerson's a regular on our shows, mate. Great lad, Arsenal supporter. He always gives his starting 11s as well when we do. So I think has he done anything different to you, Richard? There.
No, it looks the same. Oh, Wanyeri, maybe.
He's put Wanyeri in. He's put Wanyeri in, mate.
And he's put Mosquera in.
Oh, so he has. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because he just to get him out on the pitch because he's a new player.
That would be he's put 12 players in, but maybe he's
right.
Saliba for.
It's Emerson. We let him get away. It's Emerson. We let him get away with one, mate. Thanks for being here, Emerson. By the way, as well. Thank you, mate. And he's gone for a 2-2. So Harry, he's got some confidence in your team, mate.
Thank you. Can you give some to me?
I'm going to sound cheeky, and I don't mean to, but I'm going to go for a 4-0. I'm really sorry. The only reason I say that is because your goalkeeper, is a flapper. He's not very good with crosses.
No, he's not.
And if Ben White starts doing his dark arts around the keeper again, I think it could cause you problems. But it's a North London derby, and anything can happen. Yeah, that's the one thing I will say about the North London derby. They're not predictable. No, they're not. I mean, we're trying to predict, but they are not predictable. You know, because anything could happen, couldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
I've got to ask, mate, and obviously it's always spread all that Arsenal top. I'm going to use the words that are used, but I don't mean it in this context, all right? Arsenal and Tottenham hatred. So as a younger fan, what does that mean to you? Does it mean anything to you in this day and age, or is it totally, it is the same, is it? Even as a younger fan, is it?
To me, it is, but I would just quickly say that I don't think I maybe represent my generation, several things that I don't know about the Spurs fan base either. To me, rivalry means a lot, and I do worry about the direction the game is taking. And I'm a young fan, right? And all the hugging and kissing, I'm not saying necessarily to Tottenham or Arsenal, but that happens in the tunnel. I hate all of that. I hate the acknowledge. I mean, shake the hand, absolutely. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
But anything else, I mean, you guys about to go to war with them as well. I look at it. That's how much football can mean. And you're just doing all this before the game, then all the swapping shirts constantly after the games. I mean, it's not for me. At the end of the season, absolutely. But, you're swapping shirts and all of this with players you want to beat. So, no, the rivalry means a lot to me. It does. It means more than any other game. And I do worry the direction that maybe football is taking with rivalry. I just don't. I almost would like the referee to leave their cards at home in derbies. I mean that in a subtle way, in a nice way. I don't mean literally, but there should be more leniency with derbies, and I just feel like we're losing ever so slightly. Maybe what that means, like derbies, I think that happens as well when you get more, less homegrown players, you get less, supporters, I suppose, of the club, like locals, I suppose. Then whether that be the supporters, with the game being like multi-corporation and like global reach, that is a negative, a con of that. And you also as well with players. I mean, import, if you like, I suppose, and buy for foreign players that would be good and do well for you, but do they know that sense of rivalry? I'd argue not quite as much. So the rivalry means a lot to me. There's no two ways about it.
Do you know what? I love to hear you say it, because I to be honest, I'm old. Me and Richard are old school. I mean, I've been supporting Arsenal now 58 years, right? I'm coming up to 58 years. No, I'm not. 48 years, not 58. God, I'm giving myself
don't do that.
Yeah. It's because 48 years I've been supporting Arsenal, mate. Richard's same sort of time, aren't you, Richard?
Yeah, it's 47. Yeah.
And I've got to be honest, mate. To hear a younger generation fan say what you've just said about it is. It shouldn't. We are going to war, and I mean this in the nicest possible way. I don't mean it disrespectful or anything like that. We are two teams that go to war in a North London derby. There's no other way you can put it, right? So I appreciate your passion and how you're feeling. And I kind of agree with you about hate's a strong word, but it is a hatred.
Oh, yeah, it's maybe a strong word, but in the football sense, I think it's rightly used.
Yeah. That's what I meant. It's all about context and how you take it, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
And I'm an Arsenal fan till I die. You're a Tottenham fan till you die. You know what I mean? It's just that one's had more success than the other only because of circumstances more than anything else. Yeah, that's a fair way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got to ask you, because we are running out of time, mate. I'll tell you what, we could have done an hour show here. I think I really do, and it's been great to have you on. It really has. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
No worries.
You've got a couple of weeks left in the transfer window.
Yeah.
Who do you want to see come into Tottenham?
Great question. So firstly, position-wise, I try not to waffle for too long. Tell me if I do. Position-wise, number 6 is my priority at defensive midfield. I think we're lacking that protection in front of the defence. If I had to choose a profile, it would be Adam Morton. I'd go to Crystal Palace, like, what do you want? And, I'll give you a majority of what you want. I think Paris, you want quite a lot, in particular, paid all at once. Understandable. Morton's a bright player. So I think that would be really good and be massive for our midfield. And number 8 would be nice, but 6 is essential. Then the second essential position is left back cover, because at the moment Ben Davies is our only fit left back going into pre-season and going into the start of the season, which is extremely worrying at his age. I mean, he's great. I love his experience, value him, but he's not good anymore. He really isn't. He's not ready to play. It's a shame Coleman's situation with Everton, but worse. They're hanging on to a player that's done a lot for the club, but they need better. It's a lazy option that we've taken. So name-wise, the left back, I'm unsure. If I'm totally honest with you, I would have said Kirkes, which would have been unrealistic. Obviously now gone to Liverpool. Nori was an option for me at the start of the summer. Obviously gone to Man City. They've gone another step up, I'd argue. So names I'm unsure about, but Adam Walton definitely. Whether we try and find someone like a Gibbs White, I don't know. And Eze would be nice, but I'm sure he'll go to you, unfortunately. Xavi Simons would be nice. Looks like he's going to Chelsea. So I'll stick with just me, Adam Walton, and some left-back cover for now, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for Tottenham it really is, and we're going to make it difficult.
See, part of the problem you've got as well, Harry, it's who's available for Tottenham.
That's the thing. And can I just add one more thing as well?
Yeah.
See, the Champions League quota. So I mean, you'll know about this as well, and I don't know the details. I'm not an expert on this at all. I can help my hands up.
Richard might know. Richard,
he might know. 4 homegrown players or something for the Champions League. We only have 1 at the moment. So
the homegrown situation. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, we're really stuck. So that was why we're linked to Kyle Walker-Peters, who we didn't go and get, Gibbs White, because he's English. Yeah, players like that. So we're in a really sticky situation where at the moment, unless something drastic changes, we're going to have to take the smaller Champions League squad, which could mean we have decisions like, Kudus and Johnson, who you're going to take, a hypothetical here. And that's a real problem. We're going to struggle in the Champions League as it is. We can't be making it even harder for ourselves because we've got a massive squad, but because we don't fit those quotas, which haven't been bared in mind, it comes all back into ambition. It comes all back into planning, which is a problem from top to bottom at this club. So that does concern me. I think a lot of the focus of the window may be around that, but I can't see us going from 1 to 4 because I can't see us signing 3 more players, and they're not going to be all homegrown, are they?
No, that's right.
Go on, I'll give you a couple of players. I think.
Please do.
Tyrek Mitchell.
Yeah, slip back. Yeah.
Possibly Anderson from Forest rather than Wharton as that 6, but I can understand why Wharton and all Douglas Luiz, but with your homegrown quota, I felt Anderson or Wharton would be better. And you want somebody with legs box to box, so that's very hard to. But I'm sure there's a few out there. I'd probably even go get Elliott from or Jones from Liverpool, something like that.
See, with Harvey Elliott, I think he deserves and wants more minutes, right? But the issue I see is about maybe the attitude. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but the character. Because Thomas Frank's very clear about the kind of character he wants in the dressing room. And Harvey Elliott, whether he passed comments about Kane or different things he's got himself in trouble with at Liverpool, I question whether he's right. But just to quickly, if you don't mind, unpick what you said. I think there are really good shouts in there. In terms of an 8, I was thinking someone like a Jacob Ramsey, but then it was reported today that he wouldn't be interested in a move to Tottenham. Anderson I like, but I see him personally as more of an 8. I think you said it yourself, or even further, maybe more as a 10. But maybe that gives right replacement. Having said that, I don't think we're going to be in a rush to do business with Nottingham Forest. If I'm totally honest with you, Mr. Mariakis.
That bridge could have been burnt, Harry, mate, to be honest.
I think it's well burnt. I think it's burnt and fallen, if you ask me. All I will say is, I don't know how much you saw of the Morgan Gibbs White thing, but that announcement's really dodgy, because in my opinion anyway, because it's done after the game. Gibbs White's got a Nottingham Forest shirt on. It's sweat everywhere, all over his face. Mariakis apparently wasn't meant to be there and has flown in last minute. He's probably said to him, look, you need to sign this deal. So just the fact he had him standing next to him, arm around him the whole time, and he had to go, Mr. Mariakis, a lot. But hey-ho, I like the suggestions, Richard. I appreciate them.
So, guys, we've got to close this one down in a minute. I just wanted to make a couple more Gyökeres points before we go.
Yeah.
Saw a video today that was where, the behind-the-scenes video that they always release. And, Arsenal the players get given a box with a message from one of the players in the club. And it was Odegaard, and he's reading Odegaard's message. And Odegaard says, if there's anything you want, let us know. And this is striker mentality, Harry, right? Some assists would be great. That's what he said in answer to it. Do you know what I mean? It just shows this lad wants to be, he's a striker. He's a striker out and out. And you can tell by the way he talks as well that he cares about stuff, but he doesn't let his face show it. Do you know what I mean? His body language is totally different to what he's saying. It's just he's got a very straight face, But I've got to ask you, as the final question, and then we'll shut this one down. Are you scared of Gyökeres tomorrow, mate?
Not tomorrow, if I'm honest, because I don't think we'll see him for long, as you both touched on. I think he'd be, if I'm totally honest with you, I think it'd be probably off the bench for about 25 minutes, half an hour. So I won't be, because I don't think you have much time to get up to grabs for the season. But if we come back to the first North London derby of the season, yes, absolutely worried. And I think he's in for a good season.
Cool. Hello, Mr. Tom. He's a Leeds fan, so whatever he says about Tottenham and Arsenal is irrelevant, but he's one of our very good friends. Do you know what I mean? But he knows what he's talking about, Mr. Tom. Nice to have you here, mate. Thanks for being in the chat. Colin, thank you for being in the chat, mate.
Thank you for the comment, Colin.
Appreciate it. So, guys, this has been an absolutely great show. As I said, we could have talked for another hour, maybe, Harry, if we had the time. You know what I mean? So, Harry, before we go, where can you be found, mate? In case anybody wants to get in touch or watch your content, whatever. How can they get
Firstly and most importantly, thank you very much for having me. I've really enjoyed this.
Anytime, mate.
Thanks to yourself. Great host, and thank you, Richard, as well. A pleasure to share the stage with you. I'd love to come back anytime. So if you ever need a guest, just give me a shout. And thank you to everyone as well in the chat. If you're interested in what I do, I mean, don't worry, I don't just do Tottenham content. I also do Premier League content and England content. So don't worry. I'm sure the Tottenham content won't interest you unless they're playing Arsenal. But my own socials are at HarryScarfe22. Across all socials. I'm a football writer, football content creator, and YouTuber. Also have my channel, which comes under my name, Harry Scarfe. It has my own Tottenham podcast within the Scarfe's Personal Podcast. But on the channel, you can find England content as well. Or if you follow me, like I said there, at Harry Scarfe22, and I'm thinking like X, TikTok, it's actually mainly Premier League content. It does dip into Tottenham more than any other club, but it's a wider Premier League perspective.
Well, it's the same as us, mate. I mean, we're Arsenal based, but we will talk about anything. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So it appeals to a wide audience.
You have to be that way these days, don't you? You know, the guys in the chat or watching whatever platform you're watching this today. We're on Kick, we're on here, obviously YouTube, Facebook. Please go and give Harry a look, give him a like, give him a share, help a fella football fan out, mate. And Harry, you're welcome on here anytime you want, mate.
Thank you so much.
We'll give you a special pass, even though you're a Tottenham fan. All right, mate.
That means a lot. It does mean a lot.
Yeah. Richard, thanks very much for your time today, mate. You've been brilliant as always.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody in the chat. You're absolutely brilliant. We do love you all, right? And whatever the outcome tomorrow, enjoy the game. We are doing a watch along. Shame you can't be there for that, Harry. That'd be. We'd have to do that sometime. A North London derby watch along.
Definitely, we'll do that. We'll make it happen.
That would be cool. But as I say, guys, thank you so much for your time. Harry, thank you very much for your time. As I say, you're welcome on anytime you want, mate. And whatever you're doing, guys, this evening, have a great evening. Take care of yourselves. Hopefully my video is going to work now as we outro. But take care. And till next time, peace. We're out of here.